Hey, what's up, everyone? Steve Thompson here. Welcome to episode 7 of the Steve and the Hood Present Boston Sports Podcast. My co-host, Chris the Hood Blackie. Got a lot of good stuff to talk about tonight. Applegate's going on. Talk about the Red Sox this past week they had. Touch on Isaiah's article that he wrote today. Pats tomorrow night. Can't wait for that. A little bit with the Bruins. Talk about a new penalty they're coming out with, the pasta situation. So let's get right to it. Chris, start off with Applegate. Freaking Yankees, Red Sox kind of heats up the rivalry a little bit. So it's definitely not a bad thing. Typical New York papers, I think, overblowing the situation a little bit. I don't know how you feel about it.
Well, it kind of goes back and forth, doesn't it? I mean, it's New York, Boston. Who would have thought a rivalry would get re-sparked over a bunt, of all things?
Right.
With Sabathia. Now we got this with, supposedly the Apple situation here with stealing signs, and then you got New York getting accused of tablets in the bullpen, and then today the best was the Fister mouthpiece, them thinking it was a listening device of all things.
Yeah,
I mean, a little bit creepy that Fister would put it near his ear like that.
Yeah, that's kind of gross.
I mean, it's been overblown. I mean, I don't like it. I mean, stealing signs have been a thing in all sports for longer than anyone listening to us has ever been alive. So I'm not really too surprised by it.
Yeah, I'm not either. I mean, like you said, it's been going on a long time. Certainly not going to go away. I guess, technology has increased the last 20 years or whatever, so you knew people, it's a competitive environment. It's professional sports. Everybody's going to try to get an edge any way they can, so
right.
I guess I'm not really surprised that the Apple Watch and company have come into play.
Well, no, I mean, even when we're kids playing baseball, as long as I can remember, minor league, maybe little league, definitely Babe Ruth, you're already trying to figure out the signs from the catcher and what's what. Like you said, you're always trying to get an edge and do it any way you can. But I mean, it's the whole thing's kind of blown out of proportion.
Yep,
I mean,
no doubt about
I was
it.
a little bit irritated about it. I was like, you got to be kidding me. We already go through enough gates in New England. We need to add one more.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah, and the commissioner already said he didn't really expect much in the form of punishment to come out of it. I guess maybe a fine or something stupid like that, but...
Well, I mean, that's fine. If you want to find the Red Sox, then you have to find just about every team in the league. I mean, it even goes back to, off gears a little bit with football and with the Patriots. It's the same thing. Everyone's trying to get an edge.
Right.
So if you're going to keep hammering the Patriots on everything, you better do it across the league.
Yeah,
that's my biggest beef with Goodell is he's so inconsistent about everything, but that's for another day.
Yeah, with the Red Sox, I think if they do get fined, it'll be more for the Apple Watch part of it. But,
yeah, probably.
I mean, there's, pictures and images of the Yankees, watching a game in a dugout, which is illegal too, so.
Exactly, and they were accused of the Yes Network TVs relaying stuff too, which I'm sure that really happens in every single ballpark. I bet it even happens in Fenway, to be honest with you. It wouldn't surprise me.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure stuff happens everywhere.
It's just foolish how they bring it to this level. I mean, why couldn't you just do it the way they've done it for years?
Right.
Be coy about it. I mean, when you're doing something like that, you're just asking for trouble.
Right.
And also touching on a little bit with the whole Yankee thing, it must be nice to have Joe Torre on the payroll still.
Yeah.
Sanchez, that was so ridiculous. He was in the Cleveland series, and he was also in the Red Sox series.
Yeah, how convenient.
Exactly. I mean, now he's going against someone who's in the Baltimore series now is taking his punishment, which is all well and fine because Baltimore's in the heat of battle with them too. But there's no way he should have been on the play against the Sox. That was Bush League.
Yeah, I mean, I think, wasn't it originally the appeal was supposed to be heard after the second game with the Red Sox, and then, like, nonchalantly Friday night, I think, as they announced, oh, yeah, it's, we're not going to hear the appeal till, after the series is over.
And then insult the injury, they knocked off a game.
Right, yeah. 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 Yeah, that was nuts.
How do you go about changing that? Because clearly there's favoritism going on there. I think you almost need someone who has no ties to any league, not the league, but the teams in itself.
Right.
Just a regular Joe, so to speak, not Joe Torre because he's Mr. New York.
Right. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what qualified him for that position other than knowing people.
That and name. What else could it be?
Right. Yeah, that ticked me off. I wasn't surprised. I mean, it's and the guy who hit the Cleveland guy in the head, right, didn't even get fined.
No. Absolutely nothing happened with him.
It's like, wow.
I couldn't believe that either.
Yep. So, I mean, like you said, not surprising. It's New York. The league's been bending over backwards for them for decades, so.
Oh, yeah.
Not really surprised with that. It still sucks.
Now, like I did a tweet tonight, not a tweet, but in our actual group, Fisher's got to be the 3. At this point, he has to be.
Fister? Oh, yeah, definitely. Yep.
There's no question about this now. He's got the hot hand. You got to go with him.
Yeah, another 7 innings tonight, 1 run. So.
You got to take him. People will debate, and I got into a debate with someone who wanted Porcello over Fister, and there's no way in hell I'm rolling out Porcello before Fister right now.
Yeah, the way Fister's pitching? No way. No. Yeah, like you were talking about earlier, was Price had another little session today, right?
Yeah, 30 pitch bullpen session, and he's supposed to be going Saturday for a 2-inning simulation with batters. So, just a random gut feeling about that is if he comes back, it's going to be in the bullpen. I don't see him being ready to be a starter.
Yeah, that would be nuts.
And how the heck would he do that? If he came back, I'm still throwing Fister in front of him.
Right.
Because you know for a fact you can't trust him in the playoffs.
Nah, I mean, like, his 2 wins in the playoffs are from relief anyways.
Right. I'm not budging on Fister for 3, no matter what. I'm not doing it. He is there. Sale, Pomerantz, Fister.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a pretty good thing.
So if I'm almost willing to say if they want to switch things up, which I would disagree with, I would put Fisher at the 2 just to break up 2 lefties. I mean, I think it's a foolish move if they try it, but
right.
If you want to throw him at the 2, that's very risky. I'm a lot more comfortable with him at the 3.
Yeah, I mean, Sale, he's been a little off lately. Kind of seems tired,
Exactly. He looks tired. The eye test says it all.
Right.
I mean, you can do mechanics, you can do this, you can break down film, but your eye doesn't lie.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
What you see is what you get.
Yeah, I hope they can get him a couple more days of rest in between.
Well, that's the plan. He's supposed to be getting some rest coming up. So, we'll see what happens with him. You're definitely going to need him, and the way things are lining up as of this podcast, round 1's against Cleveland. In Cleveland, again.
Yeah. Yeah, that matchup scares me a little bit. With
you gotta be.
Farrell.
They are. That's a nasty lineup, and they're getting healthy again.
Well, that, and I know it's not a huge deal, but it's Farrell against Tito.
Oh, I think. Oh, don't don't underplay that. That's a huge deal.
Yeah, it's a big check mark in Cleveland's favor.
Oh, huge, 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 huge. I would love to have Tito back. I'm so grateful for what he did in 04. You got to have it. He's one of a kind.
Yeah, I remember when they hired him. I didn't really know a lot about him, to be honest, and he sure pulled them together, big time. And yeah, that's a tough matchup for Farrell. With his notorious questionable late inning moves. Whether it be like a pitcher who doesn't get the job done. You can argue if that's the pitcher's fault or if it's him for bringing him in. Or
Farrell?
yeah,
I don't
like
like
pinch
Farrell.
hitting stuff.
There's just moves that he does that you have to question.
Right. Last night it was a pinch hit for Vasquez, which was kind of
everything. He just does questionable stuff. And not only that, I would love someone in the office to explain to me why Brents isn't in the lineup.
Right. Yeah, 31 home runs. Yeah, go home.
Do they not need a bat? I mean, he wouldn't be playoff eligible regardless, right?
If he would have got called up in September, he would have been, I think.
I thought you had to play so many games and be on the roster prior to the first.
1st of September? Probably, yeah. But they could have done it. They could have found a spot.
It's not like they couldn't use a bat, like I said. You don't have to even play him. Just pinch hit let him come in and pinch hit every now and then.
Right.
I mean, the object of calling and expanding your team, going forward in September is so you can get those people to rest.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's just another blown opportunity. It's the same old with the Sox. They do questionable stuff at time, and it just drives me nuts. I mean, they got me again. I fell for it.
Yeah.
I was resistant, but I got the fever, and now it's full blown.
Right.
Like in the group, I mean, you know as well as I do. You know me 30 plus years. Football generally is number one with me. And even everything I do lately, from writing articles to talking, it's generally about the Sox. And it's very strange. I'm like, well, I got to do something football related because I'm a football guy. But every time I go to do anything, talk or anything, it always goes back to the Red Sox. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's something. So yeah, they're winning tonight 6-1. So
Doug Fister, number 3, got to have him there.
Yeah, moving on a little bit with the Celtics. Isaiah's article he put up on the Players Tribune today. Reading that definitely gave me the feels reading it. It's talking about how when he came here, how he's been doubted most of his life. How he loves the city of Boston. He embraced it. His kids love it here.
Right.
And I remember like when he came, Danny was talking about, it's going to be a long rebuild, and yeah, they struggled at the beginning, but then Isaiah just kind of took off and team gelled. Now they make the playoffs, Eastern Conference Finals. So, I'm grateful. I'm sure you are too, but extremely grateful for he brought, playoff basketball back to Boston sooner than a lot of us probably thought. So,
right.
That's part about, because I have 2 kids. One of his sons was, happy when they told him that he got traded because he got to play with LeBron. And then his other kid was sad because he'd want to leave.
Right, about skate parks.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Yeah. But that was pretty cool. So
I'm sure there was a lot of dust in the air around New England when people reading that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was a great article. I was impressed.
What can you say? I mean, I think you really covered it all, just what you just said. Doubted his whole life. I mean, how do you not feel for the guy? I mean, he's been run. That's the thing that a lot of people have overlooked. I think with Thomas, it just fuels him even more because, like you say in his article, he's been doubted just about his entire life. And then in Cleveland, he's getting run through the ringer over there with the whole situation with the hip, Irvin, everything. That was a hot mess.
Yeah.
The hip, I don't understand the hip, but to me, I think he's avoiding surgery for a paycheck. It's my personal opinion on the situation.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. I mean, you're going into your free agent contract year. Last thing you want to do is get surgery and, be out half the season or whatever.
Exactly. And then on top of that, I mean, losing his sister and coming back and performing the way he did, let alone playing, that's unheard of.
Right.
I don't know how he did it. I mean, I don't want to get too personal. I've lost a sister and a brother. I couldn't do what he did. There's just no way I'd be able to perform like that.
Yeah, I mean, that was crazy. And he did it for the fans, the city, so hats off to him.
How can you not feel for the guy? He does all this stuff. He was the reason that Horford came over was because of Thomas.
Yep.
Basically, he was in the recruitment for Hayward, and then he's a big factor in getting these players to come to Boston. And then, oh, never mind. I'll talk to you later.
Right.
You trade to Cleveland. I'd be pissed too. I don't blame him.
Oh yeah, I mean that was a big kick to the nuts, no doubt about it.
It had to offend. Yeah. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
Can you imagine his mindset? It's like, wow, I did all of this for you, and this is how you repay me.
Right. Yeah. So it's just a stark reminder of how it's a business.
Right, and that's what he said. He understands it's a business, but there's also a personal side. I mean, he's human.
Yep, no doubt.
I mean, what a story. Can you imagine if he was actually like 6'10", 6'6"? Thomas would be lethal. He'd be a top 5 player in the league.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I mean, for his size, he's at a serious disadvantage, but I wouldn't count him out.
Nah, I wouldn't either.
Mistake.
No, definitely not.
I mean, are the Celtics a better team right now without Thomas and Crowder? Probably. We're not going to find out, though, till the ball tips off.
Right. Yeah, I mean, they're going to struggle a little in the beginning, I think. There's so many new pieces.
Trying to find their identity, right? But
yeah, exactly.
They're in the East, so...
Right.
I fully expect it'll be Cleveland and Boston slugging it out.
Yeah.
Some people still think that Cleveland's going to walk all over the Boston. No way.
No.
No way that happens.
Yeah, I don't see that.
That's a 7-game series waiting to happen.
Yep, definitely.
And if LeBron's really out, like most people are saying, he'll fold like a cheap 10. You know he will if it comes to a Game 7, especially if it happens to be in Boston and they start pulling away a little bit.
Right.
He'll fold. He did it last time in Boston.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's definitely within the realm of possibilities.
I mean, I don't know if he'd get demolished in Cleveland for doing something like that, but it's funny. But Cleveland fans are funny. I mean, they're very cocky for winning just one title.
Yep.
Right?
Oh, no doubt. Yep.
They're like, oh, yeah, we're this, we're that. It's like you've won one title in your entire franchise history. And they're like, wow, all your titles are from years ago. It's like, that really has nothing to do with anything.
Right.
Really, we won more in the 80s than you've won in your entire tenure. That's just one decade.
Right, that's crazy.
We won one with Garnett and all of them, so we match you right there alone.
Yeah, sit down.
Like, people got to, exactly. These people, fan bases got to realize who the big daddy is in the NBA. Doesn't matter when you get your titles, they still count.
Right. Well, I mean, you know how society is. It's all, what have you done lately?
And I get that part.
Yeah.
I understand that part too. But at the end of the day, titles are titles.
Right.
It's like you hear the Lakers, oh, we got this. It's like, no, you don't. A lot of those titles are won in Minneapolis. Just because you're the same organization doesn't mean you won them in LA. To me, it's two separate things.
Yeah, it's fair.
That's how I view that situation. But Thomas, what can you say about the guy? Incredible.
Yep. So
big heart.
Yeah, no doubt. Wish him the best unless he's playing the Celtics.
Exactly.
So, moving on to the Patriots. Season is upon us tomorrow night. Home, Kansas City Chiefs. As usual, Bill was talking up the Chiefs like they're the greatest team of all time, but can't really expect anything different. They do have a good special team, so they're definitely going to have to keep an eye on that. We don't want them getting any massive punt returns or kickoff returns, things like that. But, they still do have Andy Reid, so not overly concerned.
I mean, Andy Reid to me is a good coach, just not a great one.
Yeah.
He definitely he's no Belichick. I mean,
No.
no.
Yeah,
I wouldn't even put in that category.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, not even close.
I mean, that's what I like about Belichick's mindset. He just thinks that it's any given Sunday, which is 100% true, and us as fans sometimes overlook that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we get a little bit over hyped, so to speak.
Football, more than any single sport, anyone can legitimately lose on any given day.
Right. Yeah.
There's other sports where if you're the best team, you're going to win, period. No question about it.
Right, yeah. Yeah,
Football,
unless injuries.
on the other hand, weird things happen when you're playing football.
Yeah, football, like injuries and stuff are more common.
Well, Kansas City weren't they like the 2 seed last year? Who was the 2nd seed last year?
Wasn't it Pittsburgh?
No, Pittsburgh played wild card weekend.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure it was Kansas City who was the 2nd. Yes, Kansas City was the 2 seed because they took on Pittsburgh in the divisionals and Pittsburgh beat them.
Oh, that's right.
So it's not like the slouches. I mean, that's a good team over there.
Oh, they're good, definitely. It's just, they have Alex Smith. He doesn't really scare me. He's
another one who I think is serviceable.
Right.
Maybe even a little bit more serviceable. I mean, he's a decent quarterback. I think he's a dinker and dunker, so to speak.
Yeah. Yeah, he doesn't take a ton of chances usually.
Which is fine. I mean, personally, for me, I don't really want my quarterback taking a chance unless the odds are in my favor.
Right. Yeah.
Like, the biggest thing that's going to hurt the Patriots coming out of the gates is going to be the adjustment without Edelman.
Yeah, that'll be different. It's going to be interesting to see how they go about that tomorrow night.
I mean, people are saying it's the Patriots, so don't worry about next man up. And I understand that whole situation, but you can't disregard how important he is to that team, especially on 3rd down.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
It's going to take a lot of people to fill that role. Because Gronkowski is going to get double, if not triple teamed.
Yeah, so that's scary. That's such a scary offense. The weapons is crazy.
And that's just it. I mean, on paper, they look like they're unstoppable, but paper doesn't win titles.
Nah, I mean, the offensive line is huge, obviously. They get the job done. Yeah.
That's another thing that gets overlooked a lot. I mean, people who watch a long time, myself, you, and others, know how important the trench battle is.
Right.
That's where the game is won and lost, right there. Doesn't matter who you have on the outside. Doesn't even matter who's even the quarterback. If you can get protection for your quarterback, you're okay.
Yep.
Vice versa. If you get pressure on the quarterback, you're generally okay.
Right. Oh yeah. It's
And
yep.
something that was supposed to be one of the strong points in Patriot camp was a defensive line. I thought going in, that's what most people assume that I'm gathering, and it's one of the weaknesses now. Edge
I don't know.
rushers and
Yeah.
whatnot. I mean, I'm not like massively concerned about it, but you got to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with Adam Butler. I think he's gonna be pretty big this year.
Butler, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I like
funny
that guy.
because I watched Felker and Maserati and Bedard was on.
Yeah.
And out of the blue, he just says, "Keep an eye on Adam Butler," and they mocked him for it.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
How are you going to mock Bedard? He's one of the best Patriot insiders in Boston. It may be across the board.
Oh
He
yeah.
knows what he's talking about.
Yep. Definitely.
Period. And they just, oh yeah, really. Well, what's Butler doing right now?
Yeah, he might be starting.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's just it. People get so focused like on this is just the Patriots. So they're going to win. They've got to that level now where you almost overlook certain things where, well, it don't matter. We can make it up in this area. And maybe you can, but it's something to keep an eye on going forward with that third down.
Right.
Keep
Oh
an eye
yeah.
on that.
Yeah. Yeah, and some people are talking about just move Hogan inside. I think a little bit different. I'm like, well, why don't we just move receivers different spots? Make the defense, keep them guessing. Don't just
Right.
say, Hogan, hey, go in the slot, and then we'll see you later. No, you put them in the slot. Maybe the next play you put them way outside. Next time maybe put them in motion. I mean, that's what the Patriots do. They always are trying new things to keep people guessing.
Yeah, exactly. Like the next man net mantra.
Yeah.
Boy, if you lose another receiver, it's gonna get pretty thin down there.
No, you still, Brandon Cooks. That's another thing. What are they gonna do with him tomorrow night?
Oh,
Yeah,
they're gonna keep him on the outside, obviously.
Yeah, but I mean, obviously they didn't show much in preseason, but at first, maybe a flea flicker or something would be pretty neat.
Well, yeah, you know what? You know how Brady and them run their offense. You see, Brady and the company, they spread the people out.
All right.
They spread that defense and they attack the weakness.
Yeah.
If they identify a weakness in that never mind NFL, but the Chiefs team as a whole, they're gonna attack it.
Right.
In the NFL as a whole, they're a system of copycats. The next week, if someone's seeing this as a weakness, they're gonna attack it until you fix it.
Oh yeah, rightfully so.
I mean, you miles really going into the game having 5 game plans. Probably the first 3 aren't going to work.
Right.
I mean, if you hang your hat on just one game plan, you're crazy. Not in that league, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, I was watching the Do Your Job part 2, and they're just so prepared. It's crazy.
Little things too.
Yeah. Yeah. It's unbelievable. They noticed, Jones, he hadn't cut left since like mid-December because of his foot injury. So they're like,
Yeah.
oh, we're going to shade him to go, the opposite direction that he wants to. It's like, holy crap. Now, like you said, it's just little things like that. It's amazing. We expect it. But not every team does it. There's probably only a couple other teams in the league that do stuff like that.
Exactly.
Us as fans, yeah.
That's a little thing, but look how important it played out.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
Julio had catches, but he didn't kill you like what people expected.
Right.
So I mean, he got his. He was going to get that anyways. You're not stopping a receiver of that talent.
So,
with Cooks, I would expect a lot of safety help on him this year.
yeah, it's going to be tough, though, with Gronk. Because you're going to have to put 2 guys on him. And then if you double Cooks, it's going to leave some guys open.
Well, I didn't say it was going to be a smart idea. I just said that's what I would expect.
But I mean, then you got all the running backs.
Right.
So,
I mean, like you said, they're stacked everywhere. But
right.
I got to see it first, so I can just say, okay, we got it.
Oh
so
yeah.
you want to do a prediction how things play out?
For like all the divisions?
No, we're not going to do the
Oh,
divisions
okay.
if you don't want right now. We probably should have done that last week with the divisions, probably. But how do you see it playing out this year, the Patriots?
Wow. Well, I admit it. Like I was a little nervous, when Edelman went down, but just thinking about it, I still think they're winning the whole thing.
So it's Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, Oakland's good. I just don't think they're there yet.
Right.
They don't have the playoff experience. Do I see them or anybody else coming into Foxborough in January beating them? No.
Me neither.
I'm not going to predict an undefeated season because I just think it's, it's possible, but it's not probable. I mean, would I love to see it? Absolutely.
Right.
But, health. You got to have good health, obviously.
Right.
You can't lose too many key people.
I'm going to say that they end up in the Super Bowl. I'm not ready to say they win it yet. Because you know as well as I do, as soon as that happens, it's over.
Yeah. I mean, mine's like the fairy tale. I think they're going to win it. I think Tom's retiring.
Well, it's puzzling why they would go that thin with just him and Jacoby. I mean, not Jacoby, but Garoppolo.
Yeah, that was a kind of an interesting trade, getting Dorsett. Yeah, he's a fast guy. That's another one. How is he going to be used tomorrow night if he plays? He's really fast.
Right.
Put him in.
I think Brady has already told him when he's planning on being all done. He can sit here and tell us, the fans, what he thinks we want to hear, but Father Time's undefeated, and it'll be no different here.
Right. Yeah, it's just, trading Jacoby. Did Tom tell Bill? He's like, hey, I win it this year. I'm done. Type of thing.
I believe that's the case. I mean, going back to our group.
Yeah.
You, Don, Cirillo, and myself have all been saying it right along. Then this is it for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to win it, though. I don't think he's going to go out losing. I just don't think he's built that way. But if he wins it, I definitely think he's done. Good for him. 6 Super Bowl titles, most ever by a player.
That's just it. I mean, I'm kind of more curious when Belichick hangs it up. And I've always had this weird thought in my head that they were going to go all together. I don't know if that's just what I wanted or what the case may be, but there's a lot of teams that are up and coming. I mean, for the younger people who have been watching this run, it's not going to be this way forever. Things were much, much different when we first started watching with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Think Cleveland Brown bad. And then that's how you get the 80s and the early 90 Patriots. That's what you had. That's the best example I can give you.
Who do you think they'll play in the Super Bowl this year?
NFC. I have a weird feeling it's going to be Seattle again. I don't know. It's just a hunch. With Seattle, you can't ever sleep on that team.
Right.
I mean, a few surprise teams. I expect the Rams to be better this year. Not great. Not Super Bowl contenders, but I think they're going to make a move.
Right, yep.
Tampa's definitely on the rise. You can't sleep on the Giants. The last time we had a team this stacked, we met up with them in the Super Bowl. That's who I really want. I really want New York in the Super Bowl again. We owe them, and we owe them a throttling, not just a squeaker this time.
Yeah, I'd love to play the Giants. People will think we're nuts, but I want Eli, damn it.
They robbed us of that perfect season.
Yeah, pay him back with a nice
and going
20
back
point.
to where we first started talking about that game in particular. That game was won in the trenches by New York.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
defensive line.
so much
Yep.
pressure on Brady that whole game.
Yep.
And they still needed miracles to win. I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
No. Let's move on to the Bruins a little bit. NHL announced that as far as like an offside challenge, it's cool if you want to challenge it, but if you're wrong, you're getting a 2-minute penalty for it.
I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's a step in the right direction. I just wish they would get rid of the challenge for that to begin with. Just seems like they're, depending on the day, determined how they were going to rule the call. It was so inconsistent. It totally screws up the flow of the game. I mean, you get a goal and you got to wait 2 minutes to find out that it's been taken away. I just think it's dumb. I know they want to get it right. It's how come, why don't you just hold your officials more accountable? And if they're not getting the job done, get somebody in there who can.
Oh my lord, we could do a podcast on which leagues have the worst refs. Easy.
Yeah, be an hour.
Oh, and then a half, maybe 2 hours, maybe.
Yeah, I don't get it. It's hold them accountable. Simple as that.
Just it. Yeah, I agree with you all the way. I love it that's a new rule because it slows the game down.
Yeah, I'm thinking they're gonna make it seem like it'll be a deterrent. Hopefully it is, but
right.
Because it seemed like every goal people were challenging just because.
Exactly.
But in the whole pasta situation, I hope this gets resolved soon. It's I guess they're still talking, which is good. It's 8 years, 56 million. It's what I would do, but
I think that's fair. I've been saying 7 for 50.
Yeah, that's similar. Yep.
There's a report tonight that was out that has got to be not accurate. 8 years, 88 million.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That can't be. That wouldn't even fit in the cap.
No.
So that's got to just be a phantom number. And if Passes Camp actually suggested that, that's some brass balls right there because there's no way in hell he's getting that type of money.
No, from anybody.
No, exactly. Not just the Bruins.
Yeah. And if you give them that much, you're crazy.
I don't buy it.
No, I don't either. I don't either. They got to get it done soon, though.
Oh, you need him in before camp. I mean, we're all stressing out, and everyone's like, well, he's only done this for a year. He broke out last year, yeah.
Right.
They had a hard time scoring goals as is. You really want to take Pasternak out of that equation?
Yeah, no.
Absolutely not.
Right.
He's what, 20, 21?
Yeah, he's a young kid.
He hasn't even hit his prime yet.
No.
Not even close. And you want to just pass him along for 2 nickels on the dime? Absolutely not.
Nah, I think management would get eaten alive if they traded him.
Oh, yeah, definitely. You need him, plain and simple.
Yeah.
I mean, people who don't think you need him, I would question who you think's going to take over that offensive spot.
Right. Yeah, no,
and now they had a thing come out the other day where Chara wants to keep playing past next year, and he wants to play in a Bruins uniform. I say no, thank you.
No.
You served your purpose. You were a great Bruin. Retire.
Yeah.
There's nothing I hate more in all of sports as someone who was a great player just sucking it up terribly and looking like a shell of themselves just because they want to try to extend their career.
Yeah, no, I'm good with that.
People need to come out and say it's over, whether you want to hear that or not. Be like, you gotta tell these people, you had a great run. It's time to retire.
Yeah,
now,
maybe.
If you want to be like an assistant or like a coach of some sort, fine. I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Even a defensive consultant. I see nothing wrong with that either.
Nope, that's a great idea.
I don't know if they actually have the position like that, but I'm sure they could make something up.
Right.
I don't get it. Do you?
No, I'm hoping he's gonna realize that he's done after this year.
I would almost consider trading him to a contender I don't know if they'd actually would do that, but I like to see him have one more realistic shot at the cup.
Yeah, no, he's got that no movement, so it'd be tough for him to agree to it.
He's just infatuated with Boston. He loves it.
Right.
He loves the city. He loves the fans. But so didn't Ray Bork.
Yeah. We all know how that ended.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I'm glad he actually won his title. He deserved it.
Cool. Yep. So, you got anything else you want to cover?
Nope.
All right. So, where can we find you on Twitter?
Chris the Hood 420.
All right. Mine's We Play for Titles and Die Hard Boss Fans. Check out our Facebook page, Die Hard Boston Sports Fans. Also, check out the merchandise, the blog, www.diehardbostonsportsfans.com. Go get some of our t-shirts at the Postal Center USA in Lee, New Hampshire. Talk to the owner, Eli. Tell him we sent you. He'll take care of you. Hopefully we'll have some more retail locations soon. So, intro, outro music's by Kevin MacLeod. Thanks in advance. Good night, everybody. Thanks for listening.
See ya.
See ya.